So where we are with this at the moment, I've just installed the two new speakers into the right hand channel. So that removed the one I showed you in part one, which was the woofer, which was all knackered. There's nothing wrong with the tweeter, which I've removed, I don't expect, but because we've got to put one in the left hand channel, which is the one which has been turned into the trinket cabinet there, we've got a match, so I can't just put one in. So they're all ready to wire up. So what I've also done, if I dangle this in front of the cabinet, is I've made a baffle board. So I'll pause the camera, we'll move around the other side. So because of this being made into a trinket cabinet, we're having to put the speaker in from the top. So I had to get a piece of hardboard, which I had to buy, and we've used nylon screws because I had them available as countersunk in the size I wanted. So that goes over there, and then the speaker, I'm going to move the viewfinder around, and then the speaker which I've got here will fit on to there. So first of all we'll screw that onto there, and then we'll put the bolts on for that. So we've finally got this Stereomaster chassis finished. If you remember, we were struggling with the right hand channel. The left hand channel was the one which had been wired across to the right hand speaker, and the left hand speaker removed and the thing turned into a trinket box. So looking at the circuit diagram and that, we changed the NPN output transistor, and then we discovered that now which one was it, Mr. Chippy? The resistor.
It feeds the base of the output. So have you got that on screen? So that one there, that resistor there had smoked.
And that's about 20 something ohms, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's up there.
184. 270.
270, so that's smoke. So we replaced that with a high stability one. So then we came to the conclusion, I said, well, that brought it to squealing, so it was kind of internal oscillation. And so what I suggested is we took the kind of driver transistor out of the whole caboodle, whether we'd have that bit working, whether the fault was that side. We got a bit of clicking when you touched inputs without the transistor, but it wasn't conclusive. So the thought was then to go up to this arrangement here, being the scariest part, and that wasn't faulty. So we went down to this transistor, which is MEO412, and that was indeed faulty. So the whole thing been working as an oscillator. So we think the course of event is that's failed, gone into oscillation, and then the output will have eventually failed. It will have cooked itself because it had been the full 8 watts output. So what we're going to do is hook this up to our trusty realistic cassette deck, and we'll keep this running overnight before putting it back into the cabinet. Are you going to put it on upside down? We're having it? Yes, I think we are.
Yeah, we'll count some radio noise. There's nothing.
Yeah, we're out of
Sure, we're all in and not. You know.
So can you do the balance? It's the right hand. You got both on? Yeah. Helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, obviously these speaker connectors are not the newest, so they're...
I think we're going to have to, when we put those back in the cabinet, I think we're going to have to put a bit of hot glue on those to stop the moving transit. So go to the left channel, yeah, to the right, and that is the right channel which wasn't working before. So we've now got that. So I'll pause the video, we'll get that hooked up to a cassette deck, and we'll have that on for 24 hours or something like that before putting it back in the cabinet, and that will be then part 3. Well, the electronics is finally finished. We're playing a tape through it using the external 5-pin DIN socket, which on all the Stereomasters is bi-directional, so you can record from the product or play into it, and this is through the tape socket. Of course you can plug MP3 players and Bluetooth and green fangs and whatever through Z phones or what. Anyway, so biggest snag was the right hand channel, if you remember. As it was given to us as a trinket cabinet, the left hand speaker had been removed and turned into a trinket cabinet. The right hand speaker was knackered in but there, and the left hand channel was wired to the right hand speaker. So it was, although it was the right hand channel working, it was in fact the left hand channel working in reality. So having gone through it and changed the output transistor and the transistor I was saying earlier, plus a resistor, and of course all the electrolytic capacitors anyway, we're now left with it working very nicely, thank you. And left hand channel, right hand channel. Now this is in stereo, this recording, so that's right, and that's left, and that's both. And if we pop it over to radio, we won't pick anything up because there's no aerial. But there you go. Oops, wrong button. Oops, ground. So we'll put that back in the cabinet. That concludes quite a short part 2 on this one. Not really much to discuss because there's such a lot wrong with it. And we've, as I said, we've cleaned all that up with isopropyl alcohol underneath. So we'll get that in the cabinet. We'll have it on test for about 48 hours. Then we'll contact the customer and see how they want to arrange to pick it up or whatever they're doing. So thanks for watching the part 2 of 3 of the HMV Stereomaster 2419, the one which came in as a trinket cabinet and is being turned back into a working radiogram.